What's up, Sherpa Network? Thank you for tuning in today. My name is Jonathan Tenenbaum, aka JT, aka Jay On, aka Sherpa Winfrey, and I'm the host and producer of Domain Sherpa, where all roads lead to domains. Today's show is a Domain Sherpa review, where we get into the minds of successful domain investors using real examples so we can learn strategies and tactics to become more successful domain name investors ourselves. These are the experts, the OGs, the best in the biz. We got a star-studded lineup today, some fan favorites. People have been clamoring for some new old faces, and we aim to please here on Sherpa. So we're going to get it cracking. There are 4 segments to a Domain Sherpa review. We've got the grand opening. That's where I intro the Sherpas. We see what's going on with them, talk about some related things, maybe some unrelated things. We'll see. Then we've got the domain game. That's what we hear about what the Sherpas recently bought or sold. Everybody guesses on the price. We keep score somehow, some way, someday. We're going to get some swag to the winners. You might get yourself, get yourself a mug. You know what I'm saying? Got lots of mugs. I got lots of mugs.
What
Maybe
you got?
a hoodie?
What you got in that mug? You got a bunch of crayons? What is that?
These are all my pencils, highlighters. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's
pencils and
Academy,
highlighters. What do you do with those?
I had a bad experience in elementary school one time where I didn't have a pencil. Obviously, you know what I mean. So now I'm
bargain for life.
Overcompensating. There we go. Then we got NameJet The Jet.
What else is new?
We review a list of domains. Let me go get through my stuff. We review a list of domains coming up for auction on NameJet. We see what the Sherpas like or what they don't like. And then last but not least, we got grand closing, where we discuss anything we haven't covered already, what's going on in the domain space, looking at the market trends, current events, and allowing our guests and co-hosts to mention and promote anything they want to talk about that we've not already discussed, or maybe something we've already discussed. We're going to talk about it again. I don't know. It could get a little crazy. So let's go ahead and introduce the Sherpas. Over to my left, we got my boy Bar Frantic, a.k.a. Always Sunny, a.k.a. Barman, a.k.a. Raising the Bar, a.k.a. Passing the Bar, a.k.a. the Bartender, who's just a pharmacist with limited inventory. Shout out to Albert Einstein. What's up, dude? How are you?
I'm doing all right. Yeah, just living the dream in the domain game.
The domain game. Dude, you got to be feeling really good, man. What's up, LeBron James?
Philadelphia 76ers did get LeBron James. That was very unexpected. So it's going to be very hard to go to games now.
Wow, yeah, that's true.
But
at least the games will all be on TV now. You know what I mean? We're going to get a lot of primetime games. And for those of us who don't live in market, you know what I mean? It's going to be kind of cool. We'll get Christmas Day games and, all the opening night games. I think it's Knicks Sixers opening up the season. Pretty excited for that. Eagles are looking good,
I mean, that would be interesting. We never had like such a superstar in Philadelphia, so it's brand new for
that's
us.
interesting. I mean, yes and no. I mean, no, not like LeBron, but we've had some. We've got some pretty. We've got Bryce Harper. We've got we've got Joel Embiid.
I don't know who any of these people are, but funny story, the 76ers, I just got done swimming masters with my buddy Todd McCulloch, who is a Hall of Famer at University of Washington in basketball, went to play for the 76ers.
Yeah.
He wanted his domain name, toddmcculloch.com, which I now maintain for him because he has no idea how domain names work.
Sure.
And, of course, who had it? Huge Domain. So I reached out to Jeff. I'm like, hey, Jeff, my buddy needs his name. Can we do something? And I can't remember the specifics, but I remember I bought a basketball. I had my buddy Todd sign it, and I somehow got that basketball to Jeff at a conference, and I now have Todd's domain name, which just redirects to his Wikipedia page. And I do have warm and fuzzy feelings about the Reberries for helping me with it, but I can't rember the details, funny enough.
I love everything about that story. You know what I mean? So Todd McCulloch, I remember him playing for the Sixers, man.
Do you remember?
Yeah, you standing next to him, that's got to be like you standing next to Bar. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because it's like he's 7'1", right? I mean, he's a big dude,
he's
like redhead guy.
Big guy. Yeah.
I remember when he used to play for the Sixers, man. A lot of love for Todd McCulloch, man.
Nicest guy. If you ever come to Bainbridge and you run into him at and of course you'll see it, you'll notice him, and you see him around and you start up a pinball conversation, he will literally, if he just met you 30 seconds ago, invite you over to his house to play one of his 50 to 60 pinball machines that he has in the basement. Nicest guy in the world.
All right, well, last but certainly not least, we got the one and only Braden Pollock, a.k.a. Tony Stark, a.k.a. Benjamin Button, a.k.a. Eat, Bray, Love, a.k.a. Braden Statham, a.k.a. Braden Pollockton, the Archduke of Calabasas, a.k.a. the Viscount of Woodland Hills, and now the Marquez de Dorado, a.k.a. Sax Boy. It's not that your domain is worthless. It's just that it's worth less. What's Sax Boy, you say?
There we go.
Sax boy.
Here we go.
There's a guy by the name of Sax Boy Billy who has a song called the Puerto Rico song. And it's like a cheesy 80s vibe, fun, like joint. I went and downloaded it on an iPhone that I had to pull out of like a closet to be able to play it through the connection. And I can hear it on mine, but you guys couldn't hear it through the thing?
No. Bar, have you heard the song before?
I don't think so.
Braden, you haven't heard the song before? You guys aren't on social media very often, are you? Instagram?
No.
Yeah.
Because I respect my life and don't want to waste it.
Dude,
Fair enough. But it's all over Instagram. It's a catchy song, and everybody's doing these like lip syncs for it. It's kind of funny.
Oh, dude. Yeah, so AKA Sax Boy, and Billy will have to play a snippet. I literally downloaded it and everything and played it, and I could hear it through my headphones, but you couldn't hear it. So, all right, we're gonna have to work on the production aspect of the show. That came up in the comments. You know what I mean? Actually, it didn't because Billy does such a great job. So we'll keep it moving. But Sax Boy, man, like my first time in San Juan.
Let's do.
God.
Shit. I hope I didn't do this one already. Let's just go with like lumicode.com.
What?
Yeah.
Lumicode. LUMICODE.
Correct.
Wow.
And you sold this.
I sold it.
Lumicode.
Jesus. Whenever I hear about stuff like this, I think I have no idea what I'm doing.
I know.
Just sell a domain.
That sounds terrible to me.
Lumicode.
I mean, I'm wrong. Just let me, because
you don't know what you sold it for.
Yeah,
profit. Like you never lose money taking a profit.
Very true. 3 words.
Lumicode. Okay.
Hey JT, while Braden's thinking, I have a tiebreaker if we need it. All right, all right.
Sweet. All right.
Okay, here we go.
Shakes out. All right, 3, 2, 1.
Boom.
Okay.
Oh, I got the middle.
Ooh, I got the high.
2,500. Braden's at 5,888, and Mike is at 8,500.
7,500. So I think Mike.
Damn. Boom, baby. I had faith in you, Bar.
Yeah. Wow. All right. So talk to us. So when did you acquire it? How long did you hold it? How'd you sell it?
Let's see. I acquired it for $114 on NameJet auction, probably
Seems about right.
2024. So about like a 2-year hold.
Right.
Sold Adam.com for 7,500. I'm sure I had a price higher where I get negotiated down to 7,500, but happy to take a profit.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And for those out there that don't know, that have no idea why you bought it, not that I'm one of them, can you explain what it is about code? I get, right? But Lumicode, explain
like like illumination, luminance or whatever. Like that's like, I don't know, a fair prefix to use. And code is like a very strong like suffix. So it just like kind of just rolled off the tongue. So I figure a name like that is cheap enough to pick up and, try to sell for like 5 to 10 grand. So that seemed to have worked out.
Yeah, it's great.
Okay, but you said like illuminate, so I would have gone to Illumicode.
Yeah, but that doesn't roll off the tongue, does it? And
I don't know.
That didn't like come at me through the auction. So Lumicode was there, 8 letters. What's that? 3 syllables? Lumicode. Short and sweet.
So I had no idea. Bar and I didn't work this out beforehand. But it sounded like a name that a company might use, a coding company especially, might use. And I spelled it right, so that's a positive thing. I just ran .db. There's 25 exact match domains. So that's not crap, right? 25 is good. And then I just typed it into Google, and I see lumicode.co, lumicode.dev, lumicode.com, which is the one you sold. And then Lumicode download, Lumicode syntax highlighter. There's a lot of coding related stuff related to Lumicode. So
you're saying is I undersold it.
No, I'm not saying that because I didn't do any detailed research to see. JT's gonna type it into appraise.net and you're gonna feel like shit after that. But
I'm doing it right now.
But no, this is the kind of name that if you don't research, I think it could sell for like 4 or 5K on Atom. And then if you do research and you find out that it has a decent amount of usage, it could sell for anywhere between, correct me if I'm wrong, 5 and 15, 25K. I don't know, somewhere in there, maybe.
Yeah, the appraised.net retail value 19.5 to 28,000. Your recommended price is 6,000. So I think I think it's all kind of right in that pocket of where we expected it would be. I'm
Nailed
not
it.
saying
I would
congratulations. I'm
agree.
saying good luck. Good luck
Okay,
getting it
thank you.
across the finish line. So,
Okay, the domain that I purchased, so it's going to be a purchase, okay?
Yep.
The domain is Supa.app. Supa.app.
SUPA.app.
That's correct.
Supa.app.
So wait,
I
is this the name you
know.
just sold or that you bought for?
You just bought it.
I just
Just
bought
bought
it. I just bought it on
Supa.app.
Sunday. Sunday. Supa.app.
Jesus.
I know. First of all, it's Supa. Second of all, it's an app.
I mean, all right.
Come on,
All right.
Braden. You're going to pull this out. I have faith.
You know, I'm gonna lower it.
No, I just said I had faith in you. All right, Bar, you ready?
I went on me, so I had to write it the old-fashioned
Okay,
way.
fine. I'll go back to what I wrote.
No. You were right on your second choice. Okay.
Nah, I should go with your gut.
All right, here we go.
Ready?
3, 2, 1. All right. Ooh, so wait, you raised it to $50?
I lowered it and then I went back. I started at
Braden,
50.
Braden's
you were at
50?
50 and then you lowered it.
Yeah, because I have no faith in this. It's a
No
terrible.
faith. All right. Well, hey, look. Braden's at
Wow.
$50. I'm at $500, and
There's-
Bar's at $545.
There
So-
are no bad
And-
domains. There's only bad prices.
The winner of this round of the domain game is Bar because the purchase price was $805.
Oh my
Wow.
God, you paid $805 for that name.
Wow. Okay.
I hope you prove me wrong.
805 for that name.
From
Yeah.
brandable.app.
Let's talk about that. So what's
Yeah.
Crazy.
Crazy. So go type it into .db, go type it into LinkedIn, go do a search on
Supa's
Supa.
decent. Yeah.
It's better than decent,
yeah, that's a great
surprisingly.
left of the dot.
And so, so if you follow Leanne Mack, crunch.id, every day she posts from Product Hunt, what are the products that were launched that day? And what's the TLD, not the products, but of the products that were launched that day on Product Hunt, which TLDs scored the highest? And it's an indicator what the developers like. And I have often thanked her for this. I always like it every single day. It's sort of an early indication from years ago when Mike Carson started Park.io because he wanted to buy all the great .ios because he saw developers taking up the .io extension before other people did. Similarly, our favorite people in the industry are buying all the .ais before a lot of us saw that .ais were being taken up. So I like to watch Leanne's list daily, and I notice every single day, day after day, .com's number 1, .ai is either number 2 or number 3, and .app is always number 2 or number 3. So I'm like, I should probably start paying attention to more .apps. I can't, find a bunch of great single word .coms anymore. They're hard to come by because Braden's buying them all. I'm not paying what the market's paying for the .ais because that's just crazy. And so I started looking at .apps and using my notified .domains tool. I'm like, let me type in a bunch of .apps that I want to follow. And so a bunch of them have been dropping recently, and I picked up a couple, and I'm going to hopefully pick up some more. But Supa was on the list. It was very low on my list, but I liked it. And then when I actually did a .db, I'm like, whoa, there's a lot of use of Supa. And then I typed it in to like LinkedIn. I'm like, there's a ton of tech companies named Supa. And then I actually did a Google search and like, there's a tire company in the UK named Supa something. I'm like, the use of Supa is a lot greater than I envision. And
Let's just further into the mix more than, we kind of were, because obviously, like I said, Drew was very bearish on .ai domains in general. And, again, adoption is key. If you've got adoption, you're going to have value. And, I think that finding how do you, by the different searches that you can do to see how many domains are developed. And there's different tools and different ways that you go about doing that. I think it's great when you can find like a little niche or something special, or, some way that you can determine, how you get ahead of that next trend. And I think that type of thing, looking at the names that are being listed on, Product Hunt as companies and, that are using them, I think is a really cool, like, little piece of insight, and, which is, to me, just makes whole lot of sense. And apps are interesting. So they do have premium renewals on some of them. What are the standard renewals on a app domain?
Standard's $15.
Okay.
So similar to .com. And then I've seen $85 a year, $258 a year, $528 a year. Oh, I think I ran into one that might have been $1,000 a year. Let me just Wealth might have been more. No, Wealth was $518. I thought I saw one that was $1,000 a year, which to us were like, that's crazy. But to a startup, $1,000 a year, $100 a month, roughly, to have like the killer domain name for their app or business. $100 is like nothing. Braden, like, whatever, I'll buy whatever service for $100 a month as long as it's providing value. And what provides more value than a fantastic domain name?
Boom.
I mean, one issue with one issue with the .app is the keyword app.com. Right, you're up against that too, which is what I just sold, by the way, a few minutes ago. Was a keyword app.com.
Right.
That's pretty awesome.
Which is rare for me, but I bought like 6 of them over the years, which I thought were like really good keywords.
Yeah.
And their right price. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
totally.
The renewal piece is obviously important. I mean, like $500, $1,000 for like a top, that's not crazy, but it could be somewhat prohibitive. I mean, better than
it's prohibitive for us investors to have too many of them, but it's not prohibitive for a business to own one of them and operate on it.
Good stuff. It'd be interesting to see how that shakes out, and I think that's some really, really interesting and cool insight. So, all right, well, let's keep it moving. Braden, it's now on you.
Okay. All right, here's one. Last month, I sold 2 3Ls, which, I don't have that many. I got like maybe 20 of them. They don't sell that fast. And I sold 2 last month. So 2 weeks ago, I sold SQC.com.
SQC.com. You sold it.
That's right.
SQC. This is a tough one. Those 3 letters can be all over the place.
They can. I probably shouldn't even play at this point. I should, since Bar and Mike each have a point, this could technically determine the winner, but maybe you'll need to throw out that second one.
And then I don't want to insult Braden by saying he only sold it for $50 or something.
The best was how he's like,
that was a buy.
Like, I lowered it. Oh no, I'm going to raise it back up.
Yeah, hold on. Let me lower this even more.
See, I thought you got a great deal.
I'm ready.
All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Mark? Boom.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Jesus. I got
Bar's
the way
at
over on this
80,000.
one.
I'm at 100,000 and Mike is at 550,000. He's got a lot of faith.
Do you guys know how 3 C's work or 3 letters work?
I don't know.
The floor price, and I know it has a Q in it.
He said he sold it though. Yeah, QC. I went with the whole QC, quality control, and I'm hoping that it's software quality control or something.
Yeah.
Quality control. That's what you went. You didn't go with quantum computing?
Oh, that would put you even more. That would suddenly I'm in the 7 figures.
Can I change my number?
Boom! I nailed this one. What's
you
the
are
sale price?
closest to the pin. 360, 500.
Bam! Mike's the winner, and Braden's also the winner. That's awesome. So
hold time was, and I bought it because of quantum computing. Also quality control, but I figured quantum computing is where the money will be.
Yeah,
and that's who bought it.
Oh yeah.
18-month hold, almost exactly 18 months. I paid 19,000.
Oh, great buy.
That's a home run, man. Way to
Yeah.
win.
So my background is in Six Sigma quality control. So that's why it stuck out to me right from the beginning. And then like you think of the whole, like every piece of software is being written by AI now. You're going to need some better quality control systems in place. And I originally put 450. I'm like, Braden's not going to, Braden always sells for more than I just.
Yeah. That's
Well,
I
it's like a
definitely
20x in 18 months. So how you can say
So
that?
here's a question for you, Braden, before JT goes in. Sometimes we acquire domains for way under the market price. 19,000, I think you said, was as close to like the lowest wholesale possible for a 3-letter .com. At what point do you say like the multiples? I can't do a 10 multiple or a 20 multiple because it's worth more than that. And I need to value it based on the fair market retail price. So how do you think about that?
If it's a steal, then I'm less concerned about the quality if it's like really good. If it's a 3x, a 3L, and it's $12,000, I don't care, right? I'll get any 3 letters. 19,000 is very close to the bottom. QC is quantum computing, which is huge. A lot of quantum computing companies happening, and then quality control. So I got it for that reason, and at 19,000, I was very happy with that number. If it's a banger, right? It's just a name that will any extension is such a good SLD, then I'll pay more if I don't think I'm going to get a 10x. But I know maybe it's a 5x, but I know it's going to turn. It's only a matter of time, right?
Yeah.
It's just so I just feel like like I won't make as much on it, but there's less risk.
Yeah.
Right. It's less speculation. If it's like Bar just sold super.sh, right? I sold super.net a while ago. When it came up for auction, I was like, I'm buying this. I don't care. I almost don't care what it costs. I'm going to be the winning bidder.
Right.
Because super.net will eventually sell.
Yeah.
And
totally.
maybe I won't get 10x, but it's going to sell eventually and I'll get a multiple. So forget it. I'll get it. So like Bar got .sh. It's just not a great extension, but such a strong SLD that it carries the weak TLD.
Totally. So you still own super.net?
So that's my feeling.
You still own super.net?
And I only had it for no, I sold it. I had it like 2 months and it sold.
Wow.
With that, let's go ahead and move on to the next segment. NameJet gonna jet. This section is sponsored by NameJet. We review a list of domains coming up for auction. We see what the Sherpas like and what they don't like. And you can go to the info page in the show notes. You can download the Excel spreadsheet that'll have a bunch of information about all these domains, including the age of the domains, the amount of back orders when we put the list together, the minimum bids, the order by date, source, reserve, praise.net appraisal, Esteban appraisal, as well as a few other hopefully helpful tidbits of information, not financial advice, but hopefully helpful. So, with all that said, let's go ahead and dive into the list. So we went first with Bar. Mike, you are up. What do you like or don't like about the list today?
Awesome. I liked 3 of the domains on the list. Primarily, I liked. Hey, Braden, we're getting a little bit of feedback, I think, from your background. If you wouldn't mind muting. I think it's you.
Yep.
Okay. I like 3 domain names. I like jobland.com. I liked mindpro.com, and I liked skypark.com.
Yeah.
All, 2-word in the .com. And I think my favorite on the list was mindpro.com. It's taken in 56 extensions. I think MindPro, it just strikes me as a name that tons of companies would either want or they're going to offer software, and it's a great software brand. And so that's my favorite on the list. I think it's going to sell for a lot. I think it's probably go into the thousands, but I don't really bid on NameJet Snap names because they all seem to go. There's too many people looking at the list, and they're going too high. But I think it's a $50,000 retail name, somewhere on that order of magnitude. So if I were to buy this, I'd want to probably pay $5,000 or less for it to get a 10-time return. I think it would be a solid sale in 5 to 10 years time. Maybe you get lucky and it sells real fast. Jobland I liked, but not as much because I know people really like their jobs boards, but I've been out of the market so long that I don't even know where to go. If like monster.com is even a place that you go, or it seems like it would be a good brand for a jobs board. And so I could see, I don't even know how much jobs boards domains sell for, but I could see it probably selling in the $15,000 range. I think all the appraised values are way higher than I thought, but I could see it at a $15,000 sale. So I wouldn't want to pay more than 10%, which is $1,500, and it's not going to sell for $1,500. I think everything sells for more than that on Snap names, on NameJet. Sorry. And Snap names. I was right.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're the same now.
And then the third one I liked was skypark.com, which doesn't every airport have something called Skypark?
Yeah. I mean,
It seems that's the only thing I ever knew was Skypark, the parking lot that you park at when you're driving to the airport. But then it's taken in 104 extensions. And there's a ton of places called Skypark, like Skypark at this resort and Skypark this. And so at first I thought it was going to be a trademark issue, but it's got a ton of use, a ton of trademarks in different areas. And I think it probably will sell for the most of the three that I liked. And I'd probably put $85,000 retail value on it, and if I had the money to invest in something like this, I'd probably go up to 8,500, 10%. I probably wouldn't, I don't love it, but I like it. And I wouldn't actually buy it myself, but I think it's a good name. And those are sort of the prices that I put on them.
Okay.
The last one I'll mention is Powder Coat. It's powdercoat.com.
Mm-hmm.
You got a industry in a box, like a whole business in a box right there. It's a huge industry. Like all rims are powder coated. Gym equipment is powder coated. Like anything that's metal and takes a beating is powder coated, not painted. So that's a business in a box. So there's people out there in the powder coating space that would,
or powder coated and then painted. Yes.
So a name so let's go through your names really quick. Just generally, what do you think? So polarity.org, right? What are you going to pay for that? What do you think it's going to go for? What are you hoping to get it for?
I mean, for me, I'd want to get it sub $5,000, but it'll probably go for more than that because everything's just been going high lately. I mean, the spread that I want and the spread that some others are okay with is different. So, I'm looking for that 10x. There's people out there that are like, yeah, if I can get 4x, I'm happy with that. But it's really not sustainable if you have a big portfolio. So that's just what everything. I rarely win anything. The price goes so high.
So Braden, polarity.org, you want to try and buy it for under $5,000, you'd probably price it for around $50,000.
Yeah.
And you have purchased a lot of .orgs, which I don't get that market at all. Who do you think is the ideal buyer for a polarity.org?
Polarity means two contrasting states, right?
Yeah.
So it could be used for virtually anything, right? I mean, what are the two contrasting states? The right way and the wrong way. I don't know. There's a lot of things.
Yeah, but who's going to buy it? A commercial enterprise isn't going to buy it. Primarily, an old school battery company is not going to name their company polarity.org.
Well, I think a name like Polarity
in LinkedIn. In LinkedIn, so it's not a deep dive, just LinkedIn.
Yeah.
149 results for Polarity.
Sure. I get it, but they're all operating off of .com or .net or .app.
A lot of them are called just straight up Polarity.
Yeah.
And so they're using
only one
else.
Polarity.com, and then
again, .org has traditionally been not for profits. It's been opened up. Anybody can operate anything on it. Who, from all the .orgs you've sold, who's buying them? Is it a .com that wants like a not-for-profit arm? Is it a not-for-profit that's starting up? Like, who's buying these .orgs?
AI companies are buying them.
Huh.
Yep.
Yeah, and I was going to say
Or-
too with the
As a matter of fact, Dharmesh, speaking of AI, Dharmesh is a big fan. I've sold him 3 names and 2 of them are .orgs.
For what? Like, what would he use them for?
His businesses, he likes .orgs.
Is it for an initiative that he's trying to start on the .org, or it's an actual commercial enterprise that he wants to make money and he's launching on a .org?
Commercial enterprise.
Huh.
Look, I think that my perspective is you've got 3 primary legacy extensions. You've got 3 extensions that everybody knows. I mean, .info and .biz are legacy extensions, but people don't really know them. They've been adopted. But everybody knows ComNet and org. And there's a big drop off after that. And with the exception of AI, which is an anomaly right now, and it's probably a bubble, you have ComNet org and then a massive drop off for every other extension. AI is the only kind of anomaly, right? So you can use ComNet and org for a commercial enterprise. It works because people know it. It has adoption, right? So when you're talking about, let's set AI aside for a moment. IO has to be kind of a tech-minded audience, right?
Yes.
XYZ, it's got to be kind of a Web3 audience, right?
Yeah.
Crypto-minded, because general public, they don't know XYZ,
No.
right? .co, yeah, they try to get in there, but it's mostly tech focused. I've seen more than anything else. .gg, if not in gaming, what the hell are you using .gg for? Nobody knows about .gg unless you're a gamer, right? So there's these extensions that really lend themselves, for whatever reason, to a certain subgroup. And the only 3 extensions that the general public knows are ComNet and org.
Yeah.
For the most part.
I know, but like nobody wants to launch on a .net because it's not cool unless it's like a killer SLD, and then like it can make up for the .net. But like,
right. And that's,
I don't know,
that's it. That's it. Look, it is no different than bar selling Supa.sh. .sh is terrible. Now, the buyer, I don't know who the buyer was, but it's a tech company. What's that?
So hey now, come on.
The tech.
Bar's like, I'm right here, dude.
SH is a terrible extension, but Super is such an amazing SLD. It can carry that terrible TLD.
It's phenomenal,
right?
One of the best. Yeah,
that's what it is. So if you're gonna have a really subpar SLD, you better be on a ComNet or a really strong TLD. Yeah. But if you have a weak SLD and a weak TLD.
But org doesn't, at least from what we've seen with a lot of the clients that we deal with that are either trying to buy or sell .org domains, they're very few. Now I say not all, because we have a handful of, like, we've done some appraisals recently for some huge .orgs that are in the nonprofit space. But the commercial use of .org is extremely common.
Can you cite like Braden, JT? Can you just give me like off the top of your head? I don't need a price or anything, but like, do you know of a company that is using a .org that I can go look at their domain name, their website, to see how they're like using it?
I'm just going to type in some here. Skills.org. I just sold. Skills. SKILLS.
I remember you posted that you sold that. And so builder.org by HubSpot. So HubSpot is going to use skills.org to.
So also build, right?
Yep. So this strikes me as an initiative by a for-profit company.
And he's bought Skills. He also bought forward.org from me.
Yeah. So it strikes me as an initiative play, not the main website for a for-profit company. It's the not-for-profit initiative that will drive more people into the top of their funnel that will hopefully someday become HubSpot customers. That's what it strikes me as.
Well, and I think the other thing, there's another interesting angle with AI companies using .orgs initially for like the model, like Anthropic.org, OpenAI.org, right? Probably because when they initially sort of launched, was this idea that it was going to be this nonprofit for the benefit of society and all that. And then they
Yeah.
all became, capitalistic and very commercial focused, right? Um, which I think kind of also lends itself to sort of this like intro through a .org, and but now I think that because of some of that, it's sort of I don't wanna say it's broken the seal a little bit, but I
Yeah.
think that it's created at least this thought that like, okay, well, these companies are clearly for profit now. And, and they have their .org, they use their .org. It's not just based on, philanthropic or, nonprofit usage. Um, and I think that, it's the idea of it means organization, like company. You know what I mean? Like I think that's
Yeah.
really what we've started to see and if you talk, Josh, he's a big .org guy, and he would
Yeah.
tell you too
I
that a lot
know.
of
I hear you guys talk about it every week. I just don't get it still. And so,
yeah.
I'm just trying to get it more. And, I'm probably there's certain things that I just don't get. And I'm going to steer clear of those in the domain name industry. And it's fine for others to do the same. But congrats to you, Braden. $100,000 listed on name bio for skills.org. That's awesome.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I
and
think this is
now remember, it has to be premium names.
Yeah.
It's got to be one word, just bangers, because the long tails just don't work.
Right.
As far as I know.
but I do think it's an interesting question, Mike, and I think that, it's probably worth doing a little bit of digging for some folks that, and I don't want to pull any specific examples from things I can't talk about, but the about really doing again a deep dive into commercial enterprises using .orgs as their main domain name and what are some of those examples and kind of getting under the hood there. I think that's a great line of questions, and I think it would be cool to do a little bit. And then obviously, hey, to the audience, like you guys are in the weeds as much as everybody else, so give us some feedback on the on the X post or whatever, and let's dig
Yeah.
into this a little bit. Let's crowdsource a little bit of some feedback on this and see what people think. Do you all see in what you're doing in the main investors out there and the other folks that listen to the show? Are you seeing for-profit companies buying .org domains and then actually using them in commerce? So, be great to get some insight on that. Let's go.